guys, it's Jamie, and in this video, we are talking about progress notes in Dentrix. So progress notes are a full list of all of the documentation for your patient. So it'll show you existing treatment, treatment plans, completed work, referrals, exams, clinical notes, all of that can be found in your progress note. So I'm going to show you where everything is in the progress notes, where to find it, and how to use it in a way that makes it much more efficient for tracking and finding documentation for your patient. Okay, so we want to start in a patient's chart. And down here on this bottom panel, you have these tabs: progress notes, clinical notes, image, and smart image. So today we're talking all about the progress notes. So we'll click into this tab. What the progress notes are is a full list of every documentation for the patient. So any existing restorations, any treatment plans, any treatment that's been completed, clinical notes, referral, everything gets sorted into this list. So you can see everything in this list of progress notes right here. By default, it's sorted by date. So most recent to the oldest thing in here. I want to run through these icons at the top first, just to kind of give a full overview of the progress notes and how to get this set up to look this way. So this first one is to set complete. So if you have treatment in here, you can select the treatment and click set complete. That is one way to post or set complete this treatment. You can delete. This says invalidate. This is a really important one. I use it a lot for, say you're watching a tooth, say a doctor is keeping an eye on some incipient decay or something, and you have a watch on this tooth. At some point, this tooth needs treatment, and now you're treatment planning something. You want to remove the watch as a condition, but you don't necessarily want to delete it. I like to have a record that this is something we had been monitoring for a long time. So if you invalidate something, like here, I'll click this missing tooth, and we'll just click invalidate. You can see here, it kept it on here, but there's this little asterisk by it, so that we know that this was invalidated on this date. I think that's really important with having just a clear record of what has happened with your patients. Print patient chart. This is to print all the progress notes. Change provider. So same thing, you can click on this, treatment plan or procedure and click to change the provider and select someone else. This icon is to attach dental diagnostics. Many offices do not use this, but if you click this, you can select an ICD code to go along with this recommendation, whatever this treatment plan is. You can go through all of these codes and add them in. Again, not something that is used by many offices, but it is an option there. This next icon is default sort. So if you click this, it will put everything back into sorted by date. Again, oldest to newest at the bottom. You can change the order of how this is sorted anytime too by clicking on this top bar. So if you want to sort by the status, if it's treatment planned, existing, you can click this and it will sort them by that. You can sort by the description. So if you want to just see like every crown, every X-ray that was taken, everything in alphabetical order, by provider, by codes, by dates, by teeth numbers, all of that, you can sort just by clicking on this top toolbar. These next icons are what is showing on your progress notes. So we have treatment plan, completed work, existing work, conditions, exams, referrals, and clinical notes. So you can see on these four here, there's a square outlining each icon, these four right here. On these, there's not. So it's not showing exams and referrals currently on this list. If you want it to show those, you just simply select these also, and it will show those. If you take something out, like right here, this red, this is treatment plan. If I uncheck this, it will stop showing anything that's treatment plan. So you can kind of sort however makes the most sense for your office. Now, if yours doesn't look like this in color, this is something I recommend turning on. By default, I think all of the text is just black, but I think it keeps it cleaner, easier to look at a glance. If you turn this, it's called paint by progress notes, so that everything is displayed in the corresponding color. So to do that, you want to go up to this top toolbar and click Setup, and then Chart Display Setup. And right here in this progress note color, you just want to check this box. You can see if I uncheck it, all of this text is just black. And if I check it, it changes to the corresponding color. So treatment plan is in red, existing in green, and completed treatment in blue. This is my favorite part about progress notes, is something called by selected teeth. So there are so many times that it happens that I want to know the full history on just one tooth. So say on 29, I want to know what happened, when was the tooth extracted, when did we treatment plan this implant, all of this. I can just select this tooth and then go up to this icon that says by selected teeth. If this is turned on, in your progress notes, it will only show that one tooth. So you could unclick this and you could select this tooth and it will show the history of that one tooth. If nothing is checked, it will show nothing. If you check something, it will show anything that's related to that tooth. This is so helpful. I use this all the time. Just at a quick glance, I'm in the middle of an exam and doctor asks me a question like, oh, when was this crown done? I can simply select this by selected teeth, select this crown, and I can give them an answer very quickly. So this is something that will save you tons of time. Now in the progress notes, you can double click into any procedure and it will give you more information here to edit this procedure. So if something needs to be added, you need to add a note, you need to change the status. Maybe it was accidentally marked as treatment plan and you meant to mark it as existing. This happens a lot when you have your auto state turned on. So if you guys remember in the treatment planning video, we talked about these icons up here and this auto state. I love having auto state on, but a lot of times people forget to switch between these two. So if I have a new patient in my chair and I'm charting all of their existing restorations, I need to be on this existing other icon while I'm doing all of my charting. Then when it comes time to treatment planning, I need to change this to the treatment plan one. So now everything I'm charting will be treatment planned. Sometimes people forget to do that and you accidentally treatment plan something that should have been marked as existing or vice versa. To change that, you can delete it and then just do it again, or you can go into your progress notes, find the procedure, double click on it, and just change the procedure status from treatment plan to existing, current, existing, other, and change it there and just click OK. And that changes it right there. You can also put notes in the progress notes. All of my clinical notes, personally, I put all of my clinical notes in this clinical note tab here. But in the progress notes, I put a lot of different notes. So say we're going to watch the occlusal buccal surface of 17. So I may put a watch on that. And down here, I want to put a note on that. If we're watching it, we're watching it for a reason. And I want to know what that reason is without being a dig through all of my clinical notes. So that way, if this patient's in my chair and I see this W here and I go, oh, we're watching that, I wonder what we're watching, I can click this tooth. I can click this by selected teeth icon, and it will only show me that tooth. And I could double click in here and read the note of why we're watching it, or why it needs a crown, or why the treatment plan was recommended. Any note that is necessary for what you're charting. So just write it right here. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can add more into your clinical notes, but just some indication of what's going on. So in this case, we're watching the occlusal buccal and just click OK. You can see now that there's this note icon, this little symbol next to here. So just at a glance, I can see that there's a note attached to that. These other columns here, this R is for referrals. So if there was a referral, it would have an icon here. D is for diagnostic code. So if you had attached a diagnostic code, it would have an icon here. And then the M is for medical cross codes. So you have that here. And then status, this would be condition, existing, completed, treatment plan, whatever the status is. And then this last icon up here, this is to expand notes. So if this is checked on, you can have it. So at a glance, you can also read the note. So instead of it just being a list where you have to click into here to read the note, you could have this turn on to expand the note so you can see at a glance what the note says. We put OB in this note. So using progress notes is such a big time saver. It can really help you become more efficient in your practice, find things quicker, and just overall be more efficient in your day-to-day workflow. If you like videos like this, I put out new Dentrix tips and tech tutorials every week. And if you're a hygienist specifically, I have an entire playlist for dental hygienists that will walk you through everything that you need to know about Dentrix. So you can check that out here. And I also have an upcoming playlist for every role independently. So I'm currently working on a full playlist for dental assistants, the admin team, and upcoming for dentists and office managers as well. So all of those playlists can be found on my page. So if you go there, you can find all of the videos that you need for your specific role to help you become more successful and more efficient using Dentrix. So I will see you guys in the next video.